Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Testing. Amazing. Hello. I hope your week is going well so far. Happy Friday. We've done it. We've reached the end of another week. Kudos to you all for getting there. We're back on our... I say back on our bullshit, but it's not really. Back on our projects. Hello, happy Friday, Satchel. I hope you're doing well. I hope everyone had a fabulous Halloween. Obviously, we all know that we had a fabulous Halloween. I'm still recovering. Not really. I don't know. You know what it is? It's not a recovery so much as it's like a post-Halloween blues a little bit, you know? I'm like, damn. Honestly, I had to go to the grocery store today, and Christmas has thrown up in the stores already. So I'm a little bit annoyed about that. But in a couple places, there was the tiny little discount section of the Halloween stuff left. But yeah, so we still have the pumpkin. We still got our ghosts. I'm holding on for a little bit longer, you know? Technically, the first day of winter is not until September, so we're still technically in spooky crunchy leaf month time, okay? And I will stand by that. Sorry, so stumbling from all the epic yes, I'm sure you are sleepwalking from all of the things. You're dancing, oh my god. The chaos, truly the chaos. Listen, we do what we must. We do what we must to entertain the masses, and it was fun. It was such a good time. It had flown by. By that point, by the time the dancing pumpkin had happened, we had been streaming for quite a few hours, so I think I was just getting a little bit delusional by that point. Gremlin, you've not taken them down either. Amazing. Amazing. Welcome to the club. We are holding on for that little spooky magic just a little bit longer. And honestly, guys, we've already discussed Halloween is a state of being, you know? Halloween is a state of mind. It's not just a holiday. It's not just a month. It's sort of like an overarching ethos, right? So it'll always be in our hearts and maybe still on our walls in some capacity. You're already celebrating Easter. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Amazing. I coach on our soccer team. We're hosting an end of season party. Oh, dang. You can't just like dress the Halloween ghosts in little like soccer jerseys, you know? The ghosts can have like, maybe color the ghosts like in a checker pattern so they kind of look like a football or a soccer ball. You know what I mean? You could have made it work, Satchel. Sporty Hall. Exactly. I also didn't take enough pics in your... Yes. Absolutely. Yes. If you've not had time to go and photograph the expertly decorated spookiness, because you also had a party too, Gremlin, so you need to go through and make sure that you've captured the magic even long before. I know, right? It's a free pattern from Stitchy Nova, and we've been working on it for a while. Hi, Galloway. The reason we're working on this is because I don't know if you guys remember. So I promised my mom, who's here now, that I would finish this cross stitch by November. 'Tis November. We are 68% of the way done. So I don't know if it's gonna get done because we don't have as many streams as we had planned, but God damn if we're not gonna put a big effort into it. So we are moving on to be fair, this page that I'm currently working on is almost done. So if we can get that done, if we can crack over into the 70% mark, like I'll be a happy chappy. The thing is though, the page after this one is essentially full coverage, so we're gonna be there a while. But until then, we will craft and we will try our best. But yeah, I hope everyone's week has gone well. Mine has been good. Obviously, I spent Wednesday recovering from Tuesday, and I wouldn't have had it any other way. We had a fantastic Halloween party. I honestly did not expect Such fabulous. Well, I expected because we're amazing and we were obviously going to have an amazing time together, but just the incredible outpour of support and shenanigans. Tuesday was litty. Truly, truly. I was sugar high in every sense of the term. I knew. The only problem with this, these magnets are not very strong at all. Yeah, it was awesome. It was a lot of fun. So, but now, you know, I feel like we had such an incredible October full of so much chaos of the best kind. And now, you know, the days are getting shorter. It's getting darker earlier. And I feel like I'm entering a bit of a slumber state, you know? We're mammals, right? As much as we like to, you know, as much as society likes to build us into, you know, corporate robotic machines that will function at 100% capacity all year round, I feel like our nature is to move through in cycles. So I'm team embrace mammal hibernation, you know? I feel like we should be embracing that because nobody wants to try and do things when it gets dark at like 5 o'clock. You know, the sun is already going down, guys, and we just started streaming. Like, that is silly gooseness. Yeah. Exactly. We're just like plants with emotions. We need to, you know, maintain our basic needs. But yeah, so I'm team hibernation in whatever little pieces of the way I can do that, you know? But during the times when the sun is out, we're gonna, or at least light out, as in not dark, because I was gonna say it was sunny, but it was overcast. So was it really sun? Not particularly. But yeah, I'm ready to get cozy, but you know, we can do that any time of the year, but especially in the wintertime, it feels like a nice idea. Just trying to get the angle of the dangle for today. A little bit. It was my favorite thing is like the day, like on Halloween / the day after Halloween, all of the like people that I grew up with who are, like, have kids and stuff now post like their, like, the kids' Halloween setup, and I love seeing kids dressed up in costumes going trick-or-treating. It brings me such joy. So yeah, so I did see some spooky spirit. There was somebody that I went to high school with, and I think they live in Newfoundland now, and their setup, I think, like, they have all the inflatables and the animatronics, and it looked so cool. But I think she posted that she got like 3 or 4 trick-or-treaters, but she was like, whatever, hashtag worth it, the house still looks incredible. And I'm like, damn right it does. Yeah, absolutely. It's so fun to see, like, the creativity in the to be fair, even seeing adults dressed up when, like, it's creative. Like, I love when celebrities, like, really dress up and go hard for Halloween, especially because, like, I don't know, man, if I was a famous person who had a lot of money, if I'm gonna do Halloween, I'm gonna, like, get a custom outfit done. Like, I'm gonna, like, go to the nines and ham. And so when people do that, like, I think Keke Palmer and her, like, little baby son did, like, Frankenstein and, like, the Bride of Frankenstein's monster and stuff like that. And it was just, like, so incredible. And I'm like, this is the level of excitement that I want to be happening. Oh no, did we crash? Listen. We back. Oh no, come back, everyone. Oh no. Are we online? Hello? Are we back? Are we back now? Okay. Yeah, it full on, the internet fully dropped. But I think we're back now. So let's, all the fingers and toes crossed that we're back in action and it stays that way. If we drop again, I might restart and maybe grab like an Ethernet cable, but we'll see how it goes. Again, all the fingers and toes crossed, nothing dips, nothing blips. Knock on wood. Amazing. Yeah, Kiki. Yeah, Megan Thee Stallion always goes really hard too. I don't know if I've seen Saweetie. I think one year though. Was Saweetie the one who dressed up as all three members of Destiny's Child and recreated the Bootylicious music video? Because if it was her, then absolutely, yes. Yeah, they also go ham. We're gonna snooze that, because we just got back. Okay. That was your yeah, truly. Could you imagine? No, Shadow is passed out on the sofa right now. Could you imagine? He's all sweetie as Edward Henderson. Okay. That would be really cool. I'll have to Google all that later. Actually, let's Google it right now. Yeah. Yup. I get it. I get it. Oh, amazing. Oh my god. There's a whole article about how Saweetie turned herself perfect. Thank you, Gremlin, because there was a whole article, and I was like, I'm not reading a whole ass article about the fact that Saweetie's amazing and turned herself into Edward Scissorhands. I just want to see the picture, thank you very much. That's awesome. That's so good. I love it. See, that's what I mean. Like, I love when celebrities go hard for Halloween, because I'm like, you have the income to do that. You have the disposable income to do this. Oh, I think, where did I leave that? Oh well, we'll be using a different one, I guess. I think I left my Fox needle minder upstairs, but we have many a needle minder attached to the little bin, so no worries. Yeah. This is true, this is true. They all dressed up like Bratz dolls, which was wild, and everyone's like, they don't even look like themselves. And it turns out they had a bunch of prosthetics on, so that kind of makes sense. But yes, exactly. One of those where you're like, questionable morals and ethics, but also fire Halloween costumes. Absolutely. But yeah, I'm trying to think what else. Oh, it was really cool. So I did see, and actually have still seen, because obviously people had decorated some of the houses. So in the UK, like, I feel like in Canada, this wasn't sort of a thing, because I think we just went door to door regardless if people had their decorations out or not. Whereas in the UK, it seems to be a universal thing that you must have a pumpkin on your doorstep to indicate I am giving out Halloween candy, and you're meant to not go to the houses that don't have a pumpkin on their doorstep. So there actually were quite a few houses that had pumpkins. They had like full displays and stuff like that, but some of them just had like a pumpkin. But I thought that was really nice. Like, it's a little bit like a little beacon. Like, we're not gonna go ham, but like, we will give you candy if you come and ask politely for it. I wish dressing for Christmas would be a thing too. That would be fun, actually. That would, see, maybe that's the thing I don't like about Christmas, is there's not enough dressing up. There's not enough fun costumes around Christmas time. We should all dress up as Who's. Maybe that's a thing we do. That or like a Grinch. That would track. What other, like, Christmas... Well, yeah, you could... Yeah. There's actually quite a few characters in, like, Christmas movie cinematic universes that could be utilized as, like, costumes, you know? And then you could even make it spooky, and you could do, like, Lock, Shock, and Barrel from Nightmare Before Christmas and, like, carry around a giant sack that supposedly has the Santa Claus in it, you know? I think you're onto something, Gremlin. Truly. See, that's big brain thinking right there. Your brain hasn't clocked off for Friday like mine has. Yes. I do like a good, like, tacky over-the-top Christmas sweater. I had a giant, I think I might still have it lying around somewhere, but I have a giant, like, Krampus one. But, yeah, and then I have, like, you know, the ones with, like, lights and things like that. Your brain, truly, somebody's got to. Somebody's brain has to. Someone's brain needs to be working, because mine sure as hell isn't. But yeah, it'll be interesting to hear, because obviously, like, no one even attempted. I don't even think we saw any trick-or-treaters. And actually, Liam was coming home. Liam worked during the day. And so, obviously, he comes home around, like, 7-ish. So, usually, I think younger trick-or-treaters would already be out. But he said, like, when he was walking home, he didn't really see anyone. So, it'll be really interesting talking to my in-laws when we see them this weekend, to ask them how many trick-or-treaters they had, because they obviously live, like, a couple streets over, but they don't have, like, their front door isn't next to the main road sort of thing, so I think they do get some foot traffic. Oh, a lot of trunk-or-treat. Oh, that's interesting. I think I have heard of that before. Yeah, we're kind of, like, if everyone... like, people who, like, live in apartments and stuff like that, there's, like, specific parts of the neighborhood where you would go, and that's, like, the trick-or-treating area, as opposed to, like, finding individual houses and streets to go to. Also, definitely, I do think Krampus is a cool movie, too. Again, I'm not a big horror movie person, but every once in a while I'll come across one that I'm like, this actually is clever and not so gory over the top or whatever in a way that, like, makes me uncomfortable, where I was like, no, I appreciate this. So yeah, Krampus was one of them for me, for sure. The idea of a trunk or treat is cute to me, because then you could, like, really decorate, like, the back of your van, like, your vehicle quite cool. That would be fun. I feel like it's too confined, though. Sometimes it's good. I feel like sometimes if you only have a small space to decorate, you can get really creative with it, but other times you're like, I need more. I can only cram so much spooky goodness into this tiny area. I need more. So, yeah, I don't watch, like, the Terrify movies. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Like, there has to be something going for it. Even if what's going for it is pure camp, because then sometimes if it's, like, a campy horror film, it's more, like, funny than it is horror. But yeah, I'm not... I think I could do more of, like, a thriller possibly, but I don't know. Yeah, but, like, because I remember actually in theaters we went to go see Get Out, and I loved it. I thought it was really, really great. I don't know if I would ever watch it again. Like, I don't know... Like, there must be, like, you know how everyone sort of has, like, their comfort films? There must be people whose, like, comfort movies are horror movies or, like, scary movies, right? Where it's like, yeah, I just like to put on it when I'm just, like, you know, in a bit of a mood, and it always cheers me up. Could you imagine? Yeah, you know, just that Pennywise just really, really just brightens my day. There's definitely people out there like that. Absolutely. That's you. You're like, Yeah, I've never actually seen the It movies. Yeah. I do concur that Tim Curry is great, so. But yeah, I never... That's Stephen King, right? Yeah, the only Stephen King IP I've ever seen is The Shining. And I think I remember, isn't it categorically he hated the movie version of it? Because, like, Kubrick was like, like totally kind of bastardized it in honor of his vision and didn't really honor Stephen King's. I can't remember, but I feel like there was like some dramas surrounding that one. But I remember I enjoyed it. I know the first time I watched it though, I screamed, like I would talk and like shout at the screen to try to like make myself feel less scared. I'd be like, you're being dumb, or like, don't go do that, or like, you know when you sort of like talk to the camera as a way to sort of like, I don't know, like make yourself laugh or like be funny to sort of like cut the scary tension in the room. I remember doing that. And then I think when I took a film and philosophy class in university, we watched it again. I think, I could be misremembering. Yeah, that's me with alien movies. Yeah. That's interesting, actually. Yeah. We were talking about it. We were talking about it on Tuesday. Because I don't think I've never seen E.T. all the way through. But then we had people being like, nah, dude, he's too scary. Like, don't bother sort of thing. But yeah, I've never been. But I also think too, right, like a lot of like classic, there was a lot of like really quintessential sort of like cornerstone films that kind of came out in the 80s. So I was obviously not born yet and then too young to watch those sort of like really big movies. So unless they kind of came back around in like a cultural zeitgeist, but like I think I saw The Goonies because one of the kids brought it to school because we had like a movie day or something like that. And so I had watched The Goonies because I had seen like someone else had brought it in, right? Versus like if it was like me, we'd just be doing like princesses and like Disney films and stuff like that, right? So sometimes you get exposure that way. It's the dumbest moment. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't hear you. Oh my goodness. That's so, to be fair, honestly, I wouldn't have put it past me to be causing shenanigans. So I'm glad it was not me and it was Twitch, because it could have very well have been me. There's been times where, wasn't it? One time I definitely streamed for like a half hour, 45 minutes before someone was like, you know, you're muted, right? And I'm like, no, or else my dumbass wouldn't have done that for the last 45 minutes. But hello. Good morning, Kat. I hope you're well. Oh yeah, E.T. messed you up. That's funny. I feel like it's canon within our community that E.T. is terrifying. It's just like how canonically our group seems to agree that peanut butter and chocolate go together. I like that. I like how we have the common core values and foundations of this community is E.T. is scary and chocolate and peanut butter go together, among other things. I went to the dentist yesterday and oh no. Only the most professional stream chill. Yes. Yeah. Satchel's like, yeah, no, definitely never me either. Absolutely not. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my goodness. Oh, you're in the same boat as my parents, Kat. Their teeth just do all sorts of not good things. So you're among company in terms of the chaos of dental health. That's frustrating, though, that you need to get your crown replaced. Hopefully it doesn't take long. Like, I mean, for you, not for like, oh my god, you're gonna miss my stream, but like, just in a general, I hope you're not put through discomfort for very long. My conspiracy theory is E.T. is a Sith from Star. Honestly, yeah, a Star Wars Sith, that tracks for me. Absolutely. I would agree. As somebody who has not seen the film, but has definitely seen many a clips highlight and show. Did anybody else see, the only reason I'm aware of this is because I watch and listen to Grace Helbig and Mamrie Hart. And there was, I think, was it in Mexico? Somewhere in South America, where they unveiled these, like, alien bodies that they've had for a long time and everyone thought they were hoaxes and stuff, but they just look like shriveled up ETs as well. So it kind of makes sense to me that they're like, yeah, this is definitely something that we found and not us taking inspiration from E.T. in the 80s and then pretending that we found these like millions of years before that. Yoda's evil cousin, definitely. I still like the Jar Jar being Sith. Oh, interesting. The Signs movie made me paranoid. Yeah. I've never seen Signs either, but I'm aware of... Yeah, crop circles are an interesting phenomena for sure. Yeah, exactly. I think you're right. I think it was one of those things that everyone was like, why are we still doing this? But it was like super... I think the only reason probably... But even then, it's been a while since didn't the US like interview some guy who was part of like the aliens program and stuff like that? So there's like, I think maybe a renewed interest in UFOs, or I think they are a different term now. I don't think they're called UFOs anymore. I don't know what the new term is, but... There's a film called Fire in the Sky about alien abduction. Oh, yeah, no, that, I don't need that. UAP, that's the correct, yes, that is the term, UAP. Which stands for what? Is it unidentified aerial phenomena? I think, yes. Oh, anomalous phenomena, interesting. Oh no, wait, I just realized that I've been doing 2 strands for these, but I think I'm only supposed to be doing 1. Yeah, we're gonna fix that. I think it might be on the... no, never mind. I don't think it's there anymore. 1 second, let me see. Yeah, it's on the back of here. Here, let me take a picture on my phone and I'll give it to you. Aerial phenomenon. Okay, you've seen both. Oh no, is that too blurry? Okay. Yeah, so no, we need to frog this because I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to be doing 2 strands. I'm going to be doing 1 strand. This one we're just leaving. It's just going to be a chonkier little bit of the wing, but... Because I was just sitting there being like, why does this feel like it's not supposed to be the case? And that's because it's not supposed to be the case. Hoa. Lesson learned. Moving on. But yeah, the only reason I thought about it recently is because for Halloween, Grace Helbig dressed up as those disproven alien figures. She like did a bunch of makeup and then took an Instagram photo, and it was incredible. But I would truly not have known what those are unless I didn't listen to that podcast. What's going on here? Thank you. It's all wet and foggy here. It's spooky alien. Yeah, truly. It's the same thing here, except to be fair, it's been clearer today. It absolutely was like chucking it down most of yesterday. Which was okay, because then I think we didn't really get very many firework things happening, because again, we're on high alert leading up to fireworks night, that we're going to be getting fireworks happening at any point, but since it's been so rainy, we've not really gotten very many, but I have a feeling, because it's a lot clearer tonight, that it's going to happen. So we're going to be on high alert for Mr. Shadow to make sure that he's safe and comfy, but... I think there's going to be enough going on. I think because we have more bodies in the house now with my parents being here. I think he's feeling a little bit more, like, secure and stuff. It was actually really funny because we went to the forest today. We went for a walk today. And usually when Shadow comes across like a doggy gang, so usually I think today it was like a bunch of like Bijans. There was like 3 or 4 Bijans. And then one time there was like a big, or the other time there was like a group of like 4 different dogs, different breeds. And usually he just hates when you're on the phone. I don't know why. Yeah, and so we're walking there, and usually he likes to make sure that there's an out, and he'll like sort of kind of take off around all the dogs. But because he was in the middle of like me, my dad, and my mom, he was almost like, we're a gang too. I don't need to run away from you guys. I'm safe and protected. So I think he felt a little emboldened in his little doggy gang, even though it was 1 dog, 3 people. Yeah, so Galloway, in the UK, there's this, it's technically bonfire night, so it's Guy Fawkes Day, which is hilarious because I'm pretty sure it's a holiday dedicated to the dude who attempted to like burn down Parliament, I'm pretty sure. And so for whatever reason, we now celebrate that. Even though I think I don't know if it was, I don't think it happened or he was done or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, so now it's this thing. It's like, have you ever seen V for Vendetta? And there's like, remember the 5th of November. All of that is like Guy Fawkes, whatever. But now, so that's bonfire night. So I guess traditionally you were supposed to create like a human effigy and then like burn it in a bonfire or something like that. I don't know if it's to represent Guy Fawkes. Let me not. They play exactly. Our puppy gang is a fun gang. Let me look up and not mince words. Guy Fawkes Night. Why do we celebrate it? It's commemorating the failure of the gunpowder plot of 1605. V for Vendetta. Yeah, I think I've seen parts of the movie. I've never watched the whole thing. Yeah, what? Okay. The gunpowder plot conspirators, led by Robert Catesby, were zealous Roman Catholics enraged at King James I for refusing to grant religious tolerance to Catholics. They planned to blow up the House of Parliament during the state opening of Parliament, intending to kill the king and members of Parliament in order to clear the way of re-establishing Catholic rule in England. The plan failed when the conspirators were betrayed. One of them, Guy Fawkes, was taken into custody the evening before the attack in the cellar where the explosives to be used were stashed. The other conspirators were all either killed resisting capture or, like Fawkes, tried, convicted, and executed. In the aftermath, Parliament declared November 5th a national day of Thanksgiving, and the first celebration of it took place in 1606. Today, Guy Fawkes Day is... You know what's funny, though? So they said that the kingpin of this gunpowder plot was led by Robert Catesby, and the holiday's not even named after him. Like, he must have been so, like, grumpy about that. Like, he's probably, like, if ghosts are real, because I assume his spirit's haunting the place if, died under such circumstances, I would be so pissed. If I was the kingpin of, like, an anarchist movement, and they're like, no, your third in command is what we're gonna name this day after. That would be so annoying. But yeah. So the day is number of countries that were formerly part of the British Empire, parades, fireworks, bonfires, food. Yeah, straw effigies of Fawkes are tossed in a bonfire and are, in more recent times, those of contemporary political figures. Interesting. Traditionally, children carried these effigies called guys through the streets leading up to Guy Fawkes Day. But yeah, so what had happened was... Exactly! So they named it after one of the terrorists to be like, haha, sir, you didn't actually get to blow up Parliament, but it was not even named after the main dude. Truly, right? But the thing that is frustrating is that it's meant to be a bonfire night. So traditionally it was a bonfire, but now it's escalated into fireworks night. So it's evolved, but with that evolution, you have terrified animals about 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after, because there's not, like, in Canada, it was very much like, okay, you can have fireworks on Canada Day and New Year's, and that is it. Like, there are laws and regulations. I don't even know, like, if you could get special permissions to, like, have, because, for instance, like, now we have Diwali that's celebrated, and people will do, like, there's different multicultural festivals that involve lights and fireworks and stuff like that. So I don't know if maybe Canada's gotten more multicultural in its allowance of having fireworks to happen on days that are not Canada Day and New Year's, but I'm not sure. At least for me growing up in like a very white suburban kind of area, it was like those were the 2 days and that was it. Whereas here, everyone just seems to be willy-nilly. Like, they don't allow the sale of fireworks all year round. It's sort of within this pocket of time that you can procure fireworks, but there's no laws or regulations about when and how and, well, how, I guess, safely, but like when you can let them off. So we've been hearing pops of fireworks for like the last couple of weeks on and off. Yeah. In the US, I think there's a bit, yeah. Oh, are fireworks going off willy-nilly in the States as well? Yeah, it's Columbus over here. That's true, eh? Yeah, Columbus didn't even really, yeah, it's almost like, it's a weird way that it got bastardized, because I feel like Columbus were like, oh my god, amazing, the Pilgrims, Thanksgiving, wonderfulness, and it's like, no, Columbus didn't do shit. Yeah. Interesting. But yeah, so that's why fireworks. That is why fireworks. But yeah, so we'll see. But we have things in place. We'll probably feed him before it gets too dark. We have like these anti-anxiety treats that are supposed to calm him down. We have like anti-anxiety pheromone essential oil spray that we put on stuff. We have like a snood that are supposed to cover his ears. But whether or not he, like, tolerates all of those things as well is sometimes difficult. So it's like, okay, these are meant to help you be comfortable. But if you're uncomfortable and scared, then I don't think it's really helping. So it's sort of like trying to figure out what that balance is. Because the first year we had him, he was, like, completely fine. Like, no fear about it. And whatever, like, last year, it just, something clicked and he's like, nope, this is absolutely the most terrifying thing ever. And I think we're trying to be more proactive this year, whereas last year we just kind of were like, oh, I guess we need to do this. And then we went to like the pet food store or whatever. Like we went to Pets at Home and like all the anti-anxiety things were sold out except for like one thing. And we're like, oh, okay, shit. Like we need to be proactive with this because it's a big thing. There's moving to change it. Yes. Yeah, I have seen that as well, which I think is nice. I think it's important to sort of recognize, like, because I think there are ways that holidays evolve, but I think you don't want to lose the initial creation behind them so that you can kind of critique and challenge why it was created in the first place. Obviously people have changed it to be like, oh my god, like Thanksgiving, so it's about like giving thanks and peace and proud and all that kind of stuff. And I think that can happen, but you can also, like, both can exist, right? You can be thankful for the life that you live and all those different things, but also be aware of like the Disneyfication of the relationship between pilgrims and indigenous people is not accurate, right? And this day was meant to sort of further perpetuate that kind of propaganda, and we are gonna try to not do that, you know, in whatever way we're choosing. So yeah, but it's interesting that they called it a day of Thanksgiving, And we don't, like, because Thanksgiving isn't a thing in the UK. Like, there's no Thanksgiving Day. I guess, not being funny, because I think Thanksgiving, like Columbus Day, it's meant to be, like, it's like a it's a celebration of the colonizers getting along with the people that they're colonizing, allegedly, theoretically. So, England is, like, those are those are the people that went off to do the things. So they don't really, I don't know, you can't celebrate that here because there was nobody here to conquer, at least in that time frame. I'm sure there was back in the day, right? But like the sort of baseline, there sort of needs to be an indigenous population to perpetuate the myth of colonizers and indigenous peoples getting along, therefore Thanksgiving creation, that sort of thing. And so in England, there isn't that. So that can't happen. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Because I was asking Liam about that too. Because even about like when I was in school and we learned about in like the 7th or 8th grade about like even in the States, you know, there's that, I think Schoolhouse Rock have a song where it's like, the British are coming. And it's all about like manifest destiny from the States perspective. But from Canada, it was like the French and the British going at it for trying to like be the leaders of Canada or whatever. Yes, it is Galloway. It's actually the second Monday in October. So yeah, Canadian Thanksgiving is a whole month before American Thanksgiving, which I've not, because when I first moved here, I made a point to like try to do Thanksgiving just as like trying to keep hold of traditions and things from Canada, bringing them over to the UK. But since my brain now fully goes into Halloween overdrive mode, sort of like something had to give. Because I think back in Canada, right? Like if I was still living there and doing Thanksgiving, like you would go to like, you know, your grandma would be in charge of Thanksgiving, or like your parents would be in charge of Thanksgiving, or you would rotate. So like, you know, because I'm the one who's in charge of Halloween, another member of the family would be in charge of Thanksgiving, right? But because Thanksgiving's not a thing here, I have no one to kind of pass the buck off to be like, we're having Thanksgiving with you guys and just showing up, right? Because I remember I had friends, because obviously we were nowhere, like not near our grandparents. So when we did Thanksgiving, it was always just like the four of us. Sometimes we'd invite people. There was many an ex-boyfriend. There's plenty of photos with a person who no longer is in my life would be there for Thanksgiving, and it's like they're not there anymore. A couple years later, oh, that one's not there anymore. But aside from that, it was like just our family unit. And so hi Toast. But I had friends who had like all their family living with them, so like Saturday they would go to like, you know, one grandparent's place for dinner, and then the next time they would go to so-and-so's place for Thanksgiving dinner, and then the Monday, you know, like, so they, similar to Christmases, right? It would be the same thing, because it feels very akin to a Christmas thing where you spend, you know, Christmas Eve with this side of the family, and Christmas Day with this side, and Boxing Day with this side, and you kind of just play like musical family get-togethering, similar with Thanksgiving as well, in those sorts of family groups. But that was never my reality. But yeah, I would need that mashed potato turkey fix. To be fair, Galloway, we do get it for Christmas. So Christmas that's when you get the turkey and the stuffing and like the whole kit and caboodle. Yeah, as opposed to but happening in, which now I beg the question as well. For you guys, like in the States, are your Christmas dinners basically the same as your Thanksgiving dinners, or are there distinctly different things that you serve at Christmas time versus Thanksgiving? Do you know what I mean? Because for me, it's almost like that's almost like a North American version of like a British roast dinner, where there's like kind of like a uniform big family gathering, hearty food time. And that's the meal that gets made at any of those sorts of occasions that fall under the umbrella of like warming family together, wholesome foodie goodness time, right? It's like the turkey stuffing, like some type of veg, different kinds of potatoes, like that sort of a thing happens at both of those times. Unless it doesn't, but it was, well, I say it does in traditional, again, nothing about my family. We didn't fucks with traditions. We were very much like we enjoy these things, we're going to do this. Also, because as a small family, you're not going to buy a turkey to feed 4 people. We're going to be eating turkey for a month. So we would do like a spiral cut ham, or we'd do surf and turf, or we would do steaks and scallops, or like we would have our little set thing that was decadent that we would have for special occasions, but didn't encompass us needing to freeze and de-thaw like a 25-pound turkey for 4 people. You know what I mean? In my family, Christmas dinner would involve ham instead of turkey. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I guess the meat maybe changes between Christmas and Thanksgiving. That makes sense to me, actually. Oh, I feel the same, Gremlin. I feel like turkeys, you need to, like, flavor it, or you need to have, like, turkey is so bland, it's sort of like a vessel for sauces. Like, I don't know if you guys, like, do cranberry sauce, like, if anybody messes with cranberry sauce and stuff, but I definitely feel like when you have a turkey, it's either covered in gravy or like some gravy or some cranberry sauce. Like it needs something to make it moist, or else that meat's just drying out your mouth when it, it's gonna. We just get our ham and turkey from Honey Bay. Ooh, yes. Yeah. To be fair, I'm team ham as well. I don't find the turkey necessary. Sometimes we'll do like chickens. We'll do like whole roasted chickens, because that's obviously smaller for a smaller family size. I love Christmas dinner. I always get confused from 40 pigs in blanket, comatose. Honestly, Toast, that sounds like the best way to spend a Christmas. You know what I mean? Excuse me, I am going, like You Are What You Eat, where you're like, I'm gonna go wrap myself in a blanket as I consume the pigs in blankets. Thank you very much. And that is the quintessential Christmas Eve state of being, or Christmas Day, or hang it. The whole week between Christmas and New Year's, that's kind of like a blur, because people have time off, what they do and they don't. Like that's the energy we're bringing into that. Cranberry sauce in a can is the best sauce. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, does anyone actually make their own cranberry sauce? That seems like a lot of effort. My godfather did prime rib. Ooh, that's nice. Damn, your godfather was bougie. He's like, no, we will be having prime rib for our Thanksgiving. Mwah. I love it. I love that. Steak and salmon. Yeah, so you're similar to my family, Cat. We're like surf and turfs. Definitely. Team surf and turf all the way. And anybody got time to make cranberry sauce? I'm sure it's one of those things, what is it? Like, you just, like, boil the shit out of some cranberries and add some, like, sugar and pectin or something like that. But it's like, nah, man, let's just dump the ocean spray in a can and just, like, heat it up and have at her. There are certain things that I think probably taste better homemade, but other ones, it's like, the cost-benefit analysis needs to be done, where you're like, is the amount of effort worth the amount of extra tastiness that might be achieved via the homemade version? And if it's not, store-bought is fine. Store-bought is fine, Yeah, insists on leaving the cranberry in a can shape and slicing it. Ooh! I never even thought about that. Yeah, I guess so. I'm used to us, like, cutting it and, like, mushing it. I might have to propose that. I'll be like, listen, if we cranberrying, we are shape of the can cranberrying this year. Yes. I like that. I like that. I love that. As per tradition, as nature intended. As nature intended, Galloway. I actually have to message my mother-in-law to see if she wants us to help out with any of, like, the food prep for I keep calling it fireworks night. It's technically not. It's bonfire night. But yeah, because usually I think she'll do, like, a pot of chili and, like, rice or something like that. So maybe I'll ask if they want us to be in charge of some of that. Our fireworks have been procured because my dad is super excited, because obviously he is a country boy, little farm man through and through, and so he was chomping at the bit to be able to be here, to be able to set off some fireworks. No way! That's incredible. Canberry ceramic cranberry serving dish and spatula. That's beautiful. Do you own this cat? That is chef's kiss. That is a purpose-made. Excellent. No, we didn't really put, yes. Oh my god, anyone else do a birthday? No! Did your family do birthday cakes for Jesus? I actually like that, because birthday cake is fun. Like, I'm not like religious in any capacity, but like any excuse to have a birthday cake, I would do that. I'd be like, yeah, cool, I'm down. I'm down for Jesus for birthday cakes. No, you should. You absolutely. That is a genius creation. I don't really know how jazzy this is. I swear, pretzel rock sometimes. The choices it makes, I'm like, The other thing too is the thing that wasn't, like, I feel like every sort of, I don't know, it's like culture and country or something will have its own like go-to sides. And like, I enjoy this, but it was something I didn't realize was such a big thing in the UK is cauliflower cheese. So like, when there's a roast dinner or like, for like if we did a Thanksgiving or we did a Christmas dinner, cauliflower cheese will be one of the main sides on the menu. And it's amazing, but I didn't think that this was like a big cornerstone in British cuisine. But yeah, if you guys know, cauliflower cheese might just be as important as Yorkshire puds. You just finished 2 books today and you feel accomplished? Incredible. Listening to Midnight Library on Audible. Ooh! Just finished reading Morbidly Yours. Oh, interesting. I had a trope. What was the trope? What's your most hated literary trope, Kat? Spill the beans. Spill the beans. What is your most hated? Cauliflower cheese is it's a huge W, but that's the thing. That's why I'm not complaining. I was just pleasantly surprised. That was the one good thing. Remember I told you the thing that I was most annoyed about moving here was I thought afternoon tea happened way more frequently than it does. But I was pleasantly surprised that cauliflower cheese happens a lot more frequently than I thought it would. And I'm not complaining about that one. Not at all. Miscommunication. Oh, yeah. Where somebody says something and they interpret it as something else and then it causes an entire drama and all it would have done is if you guys just explained yourselves to each other coherently, the book would have been like half the number of pages. Yeah. Yorkshire puddings are good. They're nice. It's one of those things though, like as somebody who never ate, like, cause there's, like, I feel like there are people, like families where it's like every meal you have like a buttered bun on the side. You have a little bun, like you have bread has to be at every meal. But obviously this was even like pre-celiac, but obviously post-celiac because there's not, but even pre-celiac diagnosis, I feel like we weren't a real like bread family, where it's like you would have, it's almost like you would create the complimentary bread basket in your home sort of environment. We never really did that. Aw, quitting time, Kat. Early checkout for you. Have an incredible weekend. I hope your tooth feels better. I'll talk to you at some point, but have an amazing weekend, and I hope your crown goes in stress and pain-free. But yeah. No Yorkshire pudding, but again, Yorkshire puddings are good, but it's definitely something that the addition of like a side bread being like a main meal thing. But they are incredible for like, especially the ones like if they're quite deep and then they puff up around the sides, you can put like some turkey and some ham or whatever, and then you fill it with gravy and it's like a little gravy bowl. That's fun. Can I turn this down a smidge because it is very aggressive. And maybe we switch this on. Now like Sniping's like, not to be controversial, but yeah. Oh no. So this Walter Sandus is the guy who makes music that is decibely way too loud. Let's see if this guy's better. Yeah, this one is normal decibel levels. Perfect. Yes, yeah. See, and again, it's meant to be chill jazz. We do not want aggressively jazzy. We want chill, cool, funky, relaxed jazz, you know? When you have to tell the jazz music to relax, it's not chill. Absolutely. Yeah, sometimes there's a specific artist that Pretzel Rock seems to put into their jazz rotation where everything is like just turned up to 11. And I'm like, okay, Mr. Mans, you need to just like bring it back down. Was that? Yeah, exactly. Jazz, chill, not chill. Exactly. Which is not the vibe. Not the vibe. Oh, oh, interesting. Sorry, give me... Never mind. Okay. Anyways. Now the background. Yeah. Yeah, I love how sometimes when the music is playing, you can totally craft a scenario just like that. You're like, that is the sound of the main character finding out that his lawyer is representing the other guy. Dun dun dun. Oh, now this is like fun little parade. This is one of the B tracks from Ratatouille now. We are in Pixar Ratatouille land currently. So this one, we're actually almost done this page, but there is like the toe of the foot of the castle is on this page, but it's so far down that I'd rather be on the next page and then come back to that toe to incorporate it into that area. So I'm gonna count the project after these lines as like finished, but with the idea that we're coming back. Oh my goodness! You have a Ratatouille emote! Chef's kiss. Rat chef's kiss. Incredible. Yeah, right? Doesn't this give you like little Remy trolling through Paris vibes? I think so. Oh no, okay, stop. Stop. One strand. I keep trying to do a loop stitch, and that is not what we're doing. That is not the plan. Yeah, we'll see if we can get where we're at right now. Yeah, we're at 68.7%. If we can get to I don't know. I can't remember how many stitches it takes to like move that percentage up too much. Because I'm like, if we can get to 70% by the end of stream, that would be incredible. But I don't know how many stitches that we would need to do to achieve that. So we'll just try to move. We're at what, 68.7. If we can get to 69, listen, we'll be in a good position. Yeah, we will. Sorry. Yeah. So, slightly, I don't know. I was going to say slightly apprehensively. As much as I would like to dedicate this whole month back to crunchy leaf time, which it is in my soul and in my decor and in my vibes. Haha! Yeah, where's Ratatouille? Honestly, the fact that there isn't, and the fact that they've not named it that, you know, Ratatouille, Too Fast, Too Furious, I don't know. That one seems like it would be a good, like, you know how sometimes things get made and then they try to they turn it into a sequel and you're like, that seems unnecessary. I feel like they could milk another Ratatouille. I feel like they could. But yes, considering that, you know, yes, crunchy leave, cozy vibe time. I do want to make like needle felted Christmas presents for my work colleagues. And we have our like Christmas party happening, I think on the 9th of December. So I want to make like little, not on the nose Christmas, but like holiday little like snowmen ornaments. So I need to start working on those before December. So November will consist of a little bit of winter vibes in and amongst the autumn vibes. But, you know, it's okay. Needs must, you know? Ratatouille. Yeah. But, incredible. Both of them. Both incredible ideas. The writers are off strike now. They can be doing it. They can be writing the screenplay as we speak. They're like, thank you very much. Oh, incredible mushroom sightings during the forest adventure today. To the point where, like, literally we were just walking in the field and I was like, I see some mushrooms, I see some mushrooms, I see some other mushrooms. They were just, because it's like cold enough but damp enough, but still not so cold. Because I think last year when I sort of started my deep dive noticing current obsession into fungi, it was November of last year. So it does make sense to me that things are happening, to the point where Seek even identified one of them. It was actually cool. It was called like what was it? It was like a bleeding fairy bonnet. I was like, ooh, creepy, kind of spooky, kind of Halloween-y in a way. But yeah, look at these. Look how cool they are. So what were they? What were they officially? Let's go find out. I still have to cross-reference in my plant identification, my mushroom identification book, the new ones that I have, Remy versus Animated Chef Ramsay. Could you imagine? That would be so cool. That would be so cool. Observations. Yeah, Bleeding Fairy Helmet. What a cool name. I guess because, see, look, when it's cut, it, like, oozes blood. Which is so fun. It's spooky. Did I? No, I didn't. This is giving, like, spy caper, like, chill, like, the spy is sort of, like, doing its espionage kind of time. That's what this music's now giving. Alright, so, the wing is officially done. Technically, this page is done, except for the tiny toe on the end, but we are ignoring that until we get further into page 10. So 68.8. I believe in us. I believe in us. We can at least get to 69. Okay. But yeah, look at this. This is the next page. This is the next page. Look at that. That's all stitches except for that white part down there. So we gonna be here a while. This page is quite full coverage. Quite. But that's okay. Were those... Hang on a minute. Okay, no, those were supposed to be blank. Interesting. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Just got... I was like, was I supposed to do something? But I wasn't. It's okay. It's fine. It's all good. Oh, we might need to... Ooh, not that far. Scooch this down a little bit, just so I can comfortably get to the Ada, so I'm not butting my hand and my fingies against the hoop. There we go. Doo-doo-doo. There we go. Okay. Ah, speaking of Ghibli, so I looked it up last night because I kept trying to figure out, okay, when's the new Miyazaki film coming to theaters in the UK? Because it takes so long, because it actually, there was like the British Film Institute Festival or something like that, and they premiered it there like sometime back in October, but it was one of those like just festival one-off, or like a couple day off showings, but the actual like theatrical release of it in the UK is apparently Boxing Day. It's coming out, I think it was like the 26th or something like that, which is Boxing Day, on IMDb. So I don't know, I'm convinced, I would assume it's accurate, but yeah, so that'll be That is Miyazaki's Christmas present to me, is finally allowing me to watch this film that I have been super stoked and hyped about since I've known about it. Since Joe Hisashi played one of the songs that he wrote for the soundtrack when we went to go see him in concert. The hype is real. And soon, at least by the end of the year, thank goodness. But yeah, the other day Liam was on Reddit and I think he saw that they released the English language because it was just the Japanese and then they released the... Oh, now I'm thinking though, in the UK, they might only be streaming the dubbed version instead of the subbed version, which might be okay, but I feel like I would want to watch it originally in its subbed version. Interesting. It's just dawning on me that maybe that might not be an option when it gets theatrically released here. Hi, Sleepy Ghost. How you doing? I hope your week's been well. Happy Friday. Yeah. To be fair though, it is quite a stacked British cast. I actually think some of the people who have voice casted previous dubs are coming back. I don't usually embroider. Ooh, what kind of project are you starting? Do share. Is it a kit or is it something that you've like acquired all the supplies for yourself? Either way, I'm super excited to hear all about it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look, I can do basics and stuff. That's cool. Are you kidding me? Embroidering a portrait of yourself? That sounds really cool. That sounds really cool. Yeah. Oh, awesome. That should be fun. How far along are you on it? Yes. Yeah. Oh, very cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've never attempted anything like, I guess, lifelike, with like cross stitch or embroidery before. Yeah. Hey man, the fact that you're doing an eye first on this project when eyes are usually the last thing you do on your digital portraits, that's kind of hilarious. That's kind of hilarious that the first iteration of this embroidered version of yourself starts with the eyes, where all your other projects, it's the opposite. They do, yeah. Some of the dubs are better than others, definitely, but a lot of them do bring something to the table. So it wouldn't be bad. I think it'll still be very enjoyable, but I would like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not like a Ghibli purist, but I have my preferences. With the dark, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, start with the darker colors. Yeah. But yeah, so that'll be interesting. I wonder if they'll do different, like, I wonder if it'll be big enough, like if it'll draw enough buzz that they might do showings in the dub and also in the sub. I've actually never seen, no, that could be a lie. I'm trying to think if I've, not in recent time, have I been to a theater to watch a foreign language film and seen subtitles on the big screen. I think I must have, but not in a while, not currently. I think when like sometimes I would go to like film festivals and stuff like that, like they would have some of those, but now I'm like, I don't even know if I saw them then, if I only ever saw like the English films. There's actually, what was it? There was a game that I keep getting on like my Google. You know how when you have like the Google app and it'll kind of show you news articles that might be related to your interest because everything is an algorithm now. There was some, I think it's a free to play game, or I don't know if it's in beta right now or in alpha, sorry. It's like a Ghibli-esque Stardew Valley kind of game, I think. I think it's called, what is it called? It's called like Spirity or something like that, which also is kind of my jam because not only is it like Ghibli vibes, but I think it has to do with like spirits and tea and stuff like that. What is it? I'm not gonna remember what it's called, am I? Spirit Tea? Yeah, it is called Spirity. So it's a life sim and a management game. Finding local NPCs and spirits to help. The only thing I find though, and I know that like Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing and things like that are meant to be these cozy fun games that you like go on adventures and do stuff and whatever. But I find like if there's no overarching story and I'm just kind of wandering, I struggle. I lose interest. I lose interest over time. And it seems like a lot of these games are like not system, but what is it? Resource management games where it's just like collecting, like growing crops and farming and cutting things down and whatever. And like that sort of repetitiveness is meant to be calming and soothing for people. And like it is to me to a point. But then I always find these kinds of games get like grindy and I'm like, I'm not, you know what I mean? Like not being funny, but like I don't want to spend an hour pulling weeds in a video game because I won't even spend an hour in my own garden pulling weeds. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to a little bit more, but there's a lot. It just, the idea of it seems really cute to me. And you like, you're meant to sort of similar in a Spirited Away vibe. I think you manage a bathhouse that spirits come to, which is like so interesting. So possibly, potentially. It launches November 13th. That's on my brother's birthday, actually. So the full launch of the game comes out on my brother's birthday. Interesting, interesting. Is it weird if I ask for a present for my brother's birthday? Be like, hi, it's your birthday, but can I have this game, please, for your birthday? That would be cool. Just give me 2 ticks, you guys. Oh! Okay. Good morning, Sammy. Is one of your faves? Absolutely. This is my S-tier Ghibli film. We were just talking about how the new film, The Boy and the Heron, is going to be coming out in the UK on Boxing Day, which I'm so excited about. But it is dawning on me that I'll probably only get to see the dubbed version in theaters. Do you know what I mean? Like, unless it's big enough that they will offer both dubbed and subbed showings, which I'm hoping. He's younger. He's actually turning 30. So it's a big birthday. So, but yeah, he is. I don't know if you guys, in my Halloween throwback photos, the only other kid's face I didn't like blur out was my brother's. So if you see the photos of like 2 kids together, little blonde kid, that was my brother. Not a little blonde kid anymore. Tall, long-haired, light brown kid. Not a kid. Grown man. Tall grown man. Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, no, it's his 30th birthday. But yeah. It's actually, you know what's really fun? I've not gone through and incorporated them onto my laptop yet, but you know how we have throwback Tash photos, and we'll do throwback Tash, and we'll have all the different like childhood photos from different decades and stuff. Well, my dad brought 2 USBs, and some of them they're videos, So pretty soon, we might be able to incorporate not only throwback Tash photos, but throwback Tash video clips, which would be wild. You can say that you had to help raise him. Touche. I think we all deserve presents because we all contributed to turning him into the fine young gentleman that he is today. That is excellent logic, Galloway. I appreciate that. Absolutely. Was there another Ghibli film that came out earlier this year too? Well, I think Boy and the Heron has already come out this year, but it's not been fully theatrically released in certain places. So like, I think it came out in Japan earlier in the year, and it premiered at TIFF, it premiered at like the British Film Institute Film Festival, but they've not like fully theatrically released it, if you know what I mean. I think that's what it is. But yes, Galloway, the videos have not happened yet, but we can still do throwback Tash if you would like. If you would like, we can do, which era do you want? Do you want tiny Tash? Do you want toddler Tash? Childhood Tash? Should we find one with me and my brother? I'll see if I have one with the two of us together. We actually have a few. If you want, you can pick. You can pick, yeah, baby Tash, childhood Tash. I think it is. Yeah, definitely. Yep, childhood Tash, or whatever you like. Okay, cool. Let's do... Let me see, what's this one? Oh, here we go. That's a decent one. We'll do that one. Okay. Image. So here, this is me and my brother at Disney hanging out with Timon from Timon and Pumbaa. And we had looks like we had our faces painted. I think we were at the Animal Kingdom part of Disney. And yeah, and then I think we got our faces painted. This was my Minnie Mouse, like it was like just a bag for a water bottle. It was like the water bottle satchel that I got to carry around with me. And yeah. Look at that. Oh, look, I have a Disney themed hat on. Check us out. But yeah, my brother had like the blondest of hair. But not anymore. And those are our autograph books. So I still have that. I still have the autograph book. I think I busted it out when I did a nostalgic like show and tell stream like last year sometime. I brought out the autograph book. So all these characters are taught, even in their big costumes, how to write their name. You get like a really big pen so that they can use their massive hands to be able to write them down. But yeah, serious. Look at this. Look at just pulling the socks up way too high, I think. Good thing they weren't knee socks, or else this would have been a tragic combo. This is still acceptable. Those look like very comfortable shoes, actually. Notice how my brother has Velcro ones and I have laces. Just, you know, because I'm older and I'm more mature and I know how to tie my shoes. But yeah. So there we go. Oh, there we go. Making sure that that's still there. Cool. Cool. Thank you for that. That was awesome. Yeah, the autographs are cool. Truly. To be fair, I'm trying to think if I've not had, aside from me doing my own makeup and like doing sort of like the like creepy makeup and stuff like that, I've not had my face like painted by someone else in my adult life. I don't think. The only thing I would have is I think I went to a bar and it was like a club bar. It like was it transitioned to like a club or whatever. And so they had girls doing like glitter on your face. So they'd put a bit of Vaseline on the side of your face and then they would stick loose glitter to it. But that doesn't count. That's not like face paint. That's just like a little schmutz on the side of your face. You know what I mean? Person in the back. Yeah, absolutely. You need appropriate footwear if you're going to be walking around a theme park. Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially as I've gotten older, I'm like, listen, I was never somebody that chose style over comfort, but I especially don't anymore. Are you kidding me? I don't care if these shoes are ugly. They are going to keep me happy, healthy, and safe. I say this. I think one time my chiropractor was like, "Oh, here's some shoes I recommended," and I was like, "They kind of ugly." So maybe I don't feel that way. It's just because I have my Blundstones that I wear everywhere, and I'm like, "These are practical. I don't care." But like, I think I still have standards. There's still a line that can be crossed in terms of like what footwear I will not put on my feet. Even if they're comfy and helpful and ergonomically fabulous for me, still might not happen. All right, let's move down the line here. 1, 2, 3 on the fourth. Perfect. Perfect. But yeah, I think that was... I was in the 3rd grade when we went to Disney, so that would have made me 4, 5. I think I was 8 or 9 in that photo, I think. But yeah, I remember I had this like dream when I first moved here that I was like, yeah, for my 30th birthday, we're going to celebrate it at Disneyland Paris. And my friend, her little girl, was turning 5 when I was turning 30. And so I was like, oh my God, we're going to have like a group. Her birthday's the same day as me. And I was like, we're all going to go to Disney and we're all going to celebrate the birthdays and it's going to be amazing. And then like COVID happened and I developed a fear of crowded spaces. And I was like, never mind. Maybe 35, you know, maybe mid 30s I can get away with a trip to Disney. That feels like maybe that could be a thing. We'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Let's see where we're at. I think we're still a far way up. Let's just see. Okay, so how many? We've done what? I don't know. Let's check. We've done 70 stitches so far. We're still at 78.8. We'll keep going. We'll keep going. We'll persevere. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay. Just trying, because there is like white space on here, so I'm always worried about like moving from one section to another, a dark thread underneath where there's white space. So I try to go in a way that I know that the back, like the working thread will get covered with other colors. So we'll go over here and then we'll come back and then we'll move over again. Do, tool, 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 tool. Aw, see, you know, I was complaining about the fact that I don't like that there is Christmas in grocery stores right now. Christmas has thrown up in the grocery stores now. The one caveat to that is some of the Christmas snacks have started to come out. And so I picked up maple bacon flavored, like, they called them twists, but they're basically like they took a tortilla chip and they rolled it into a little roll and they deep fried that and they covered it in whatever flavoring to make it maple bacon flavored, and it is chef's kiss. But that's part of their Christmas line. And I'm like, listen, we can have maple bacon flavored chips all year round, but for whatever reason, there's, I guess because it's like the pigs in blanket kind of thing. To be fair, I think I did see mince pie flavored crisps. I think Walker's was doing that or something, and I was like, I don't know about that. But yeah, so I'm okay with having the schnackies. Christmas schnackies, fine, bring them on. Christmas decor, get that shit out of here until at least mid-November. It is they're very dangerous. I learned a term when I moved to the UK that something can be Moorish. And at first I was like, what does that even mean? But it means like you want to eat more. Like it's dangerous that if you have a few of them, they're very Moorish and you could just consume more and more of it. These are definitely Moorish. Absolutely. They're tasty, but you, like you said, Sammy, very dangerous. The other thing too though, is you get the bag and the bag is only this big and half of it is filled with air. So really, you're only consuming this much, you know, little bacony flavored Rolito Tostito thingies, and I'm sure it's still in, you know, whatever, calorically whatever, but when you look at it, I'm like, we could easily polish off this bag and it would be fine. Because we're also mammals entering hibernation mode, and we're allowed to consume the extra calories because we need to keep warm. You're downloading the Spirity demo? Oh my god, Galloway. Yes. Please give me your hot takes. Please report back. I haven't even watched the trailer yet. I've just read the article about how it is cute Ghibli vibes, and I'm interested. It's tea and spirits and coziness, which honestly kind of is like me in a nutshell. So again, though, I get bored after a while of the resource management of it all. But if there's an overarching story that I can keep coming back to with like an end point, like I don't mind games that are open world, but they have a story mode and you complete the story mode and then you can do the open worldy stuff. But if it's just open world and there's no sort of like end goal, I get really bored. Cause even like my favorite game, Don't Starve, like there actually is like a campaign there's an adventure mode, and I much prefer doing the sandbox till I find the portal to adventure mode and then just doing adventure mode over and over again, because there is the resource management building survival aspect, but with a goal of collecting all the thingies to get to the next level. Cause yeah, just doing the surviving for surviving's sake over time does get stale for me in terms of gameplay. But yeah. I've still not finished. You guys remember when I bought that? It was called like Mushy Come Home, which again, the term mushy is still mushling. Still using the term mush is still weird for me, but it was this little mushroom guy, and he gets taken away by a bird away from his little mushroom brothers and sisters, and he needs to find his way home. And I was playing that and I was obsessed with it, and I played most of it, but now have not touched it in months. I think because like, for instance, like with audiobooks or podcasts, I can listen to those and cross-stitch, do crafts with my hands. Whereas when it's games, you have to dedicate yourself to playing the game. And I have so many crafts, like there's too many things I want to do to occupy my hands that there's no time for me to engage in other things. Even with like watching movies and stuff. Like sometimes when I'm cross-stitching, I can have a movie on in the background, but if I want to pay attention to it, then no. If I'm watching Howl's Moving Castle, I've watched it a million times, it can be in the background, right? Love it. But if I want to actually pay attention, I can't craft at the same time. And so yeah, I find I'm not playing as many games because I'm like, but I got crafts I want to make. So it's a struggle. It's a problem. But I would love to hear your insight into it. We have an unstable connection again. Again, all the fingers and toes crossed, knock on all the wood that our connection doesn't drop. Because she unstable AF right now. Though it's saying we're okay. We'll see. Apparently we've had many an unstable event today, but we'll see. Yeah, exactly. I find I'm like that too, where it only maintains my attention for so long. I've really enjoyed, I've still been playing Disney Speed Storm, I think. I always called it Speedway, Speedster, the Disney racing game that Toast told me about. I still play that quite often. But that one's nice too, though, because you kind of like do your drop, you do a couple races, and then you're like, okay, cool, like I'm done now. Like that's okay for now, like a one-off, because there's individual races and you are sort of grinding a little bit, but at least like a race has a beginning and an end. Whereas like sometimes there's grindings and like they just seem endless in games. Oh. I had this like loose leaf chai and there's so much grit at the bottom of my bowl now. I don't think I can drink the rest of this. There's too much tea schmutz. If I drank more and these pieces were bigger, I could be like a reading the tea leaves situation, but this is just like grainy. Okay, I think that is the amount of that we can kind of do for now. Let's park this here, possibly, if I can angle this in a way. There we go. Alright, what color are we doing now? Probably... Excuse me. Use up this purple guy. I think the other thing too, I again, no idea. I don't know enough about tech or nothing. But we had like a storm that was hitting like the south, like the more southern part of the UK. I think things have passed now. I don't know if they're just dealing with the fallout of it now. But sometimes I think that, I don't know, I was worried that we might get a bit more of that over this way. I think we just got all the rain, but in terms of like, but I don't know, in my brain I'm like, maybe the storm's still messing with the things, and that's why stuff's a bit in and out, but what do I know? Okay, we need to hold on to this. Need to trap that. Move my arm. It's so funny to me to see all the bots as subscribers. I didn't realize that. I guess it's good. In my brain, I didn't realize that you could like pick who you wanted to gift your subs to. I guess if you clicked on the name, you could then like gift a sub to them. Whereas I just thought you just clicked like gift a sub on the person's channel and then it just randomly assigned it to somebody. But it must be something that you can be strategic about, right? Oops. See, now, you know how the other one, the first Jazz one, was giving, like, Ratatouille vibes. This one is giving Princess and the Frog vibes. I like it. You don't realize how much potential Disney inspo, Disney references could be made with chill jazz, but possibly quite a bit. Oh, again, speaking of Disney, if you guys haven't watched, because again, we spooky all year round, the new Haunted Mansion film on Disney Plus, I do recommend it. I still do want to rewatch it, just because, again, I was watching it for our Discord movie night, and I was diamond painting during it, but I was thoroughly enjoying it, and so I still recommend it to everyone. I just feel like, because I think it came out this year, but it just felt like it was kind of like a blip and didn't really make any waves, and I feel like that's a real shame. I hope it's doing really well on Disney Plus. I think sometimes movies will have like maybe bombed in the box office, but then they sort of get a resurgence online, and like I forget what movie it was, but I think there was some movie on Netflix that they're like, oh my god, like this movie is now like the viewership numbers are so exponential for this thing that it's almost made up for how badly it had done in the box office. I don't know how the numbers work with streaming, but they basically were kind of like, this is like the stream favorite film. And I feel like that's got to count for something now in this day and age. So if that can be a thing where it's really popular on the platform, that could probably be a decent indicator of stuff. Because I do think that there are, like, movies that you want the cinematic experience, but there are, like, good home movies. You know what I mean? Like, there are certain movies that are, like, really beloved to, like the rewatchability and home vibes for it is, like, I don't know. I feel like it's also its own thing. I feel like it's undervalued in like traditional media of like the appeal of a watch at home option, but I think that they're good. I think we're dipping again. I apologize for the instability of the stream. I think we're back again. We're just kind of unstably just hanging out right now, but we've not fully crashed, so that's good. That's ideal. I'm sure too we're using up like more bandwidth and stuff now, but like it's fine. We will make it work. Nope. There we go. Where are we at now? Oh, not bad. We've done a couple hours now. We'll see. I think, have we done over 200 or 100? No, we're at 90 now. We have to at least do over 100 stitches. I think we'll get to it though. I think we'll do it. It'll just take some dedication. But yeah, what does it say right now? So far, we have done 16,461 stitches, allegedly. And we still have 7,420 stitches left, which isn't bad. We're at 68.9% completed now. So, hi Ninte! How are you doing? How are things? I know you had a bit of a shit show. It was last week, wasn't it? I hope all of your PC stuff has been all sorted and it's not caused you too much of a headache. But just anytime you have to go through and change passwords and like update stuff, it's just a bureaucratic pain in the ass. So I hope things are going better for you in terms of that thing and that you are well. I have an app, so it's called the... It's called the... What's the name of the app? It's called like Markup RX. Yeah, Markup RXP. It's a cross-stitching software app that keeps track of the digital patterns. But as you mark stuff off, if the grid is like up to date, it gives you like a breakdown of the pattern. So you can see like number of stitches, the percentage of finishing, how like many hours we've worked on it, and all that kind of stuff. Some of it, like for instance, on my Party Phantasma pattern, it's not like 100% accurate because it's counting every single visible area on the pattern as a stitch, even though I think it's because I colored because the background is white. Like, because the ghost is white, I colored the background gray, and I think the software counts that as a stitch to be stitched. So I need to, every time I finish the section, I like full coverage it in order to get the percentage. But this one, I think because it's been kind of tracked appropriately with the way it's been fed into the system, it generates those stats for me. Yeah. Go to password manager. Still changing passwords. Yeah. For every single... yes. Oh, that's good. Half of them are dead sites. That's nice. That can sort of clear up some stuff. But it's still just the having to go through it all. But kudos for you for doing all of that. Because it'll be... like, it's important, right? When stuff happens, you need to sort of buckle down and just slowly go through it all. You are just being targeted this week, it seems. I don't know. I wonder, there must be times of the year where, like, scams increase. I would assume probably around, like, Christmas time and around, like, there must be trends in, like, those sort, you know what I mean? Like, there must be. You're like, listen, I have no patience for you. I always love when... like scam callers, they call you and you can just hear everyone else in the background of this warehouse all making the calls. Because I'm like, pretty sure, guys, if you want to set the vibe that you're a legitimate company, don't make it sound like there's an entire buzzing office happening around behind you. Because even people who work in open concept and open planned offices, there's not so much noise behind them when they're having a conversation on the phone. You know what I mean? Like there's ways, there's things that people put in place, I feel. Yeah, when we stream, we're gonna have, like, this light is necessary, because if I didn't have this down here right now, the sconces on the wall don't do enough to illuminate So this has been helpful because it's only gonna be like, I feel like, yeah, we maybe get like 45 minutes of sunlight now for stream. So we need all the artificial light we can get to help us through this, or else I'm not gonna be able to see anything. These stitches are so small. I need all the light I can get. I can answer unknown numbers. Yes. Yeah, I Google mine too, actually. I do Google them. Like, what number is this? And then we'll usually be like, this is what this number means or represents. And I'm like, ah, interesting. Total. I think I might have to do a little bit of stretching in a minute just to de-stiffen ourselves. We've been in cross-stitch stance for a second. So we'll finish this thread and then we'll do some stretching. See, we reached the point of the year where I'm convinced it's like almost 6 o'clock, and it's like, nope, it's not even 5 yet, but it's pitch black and it feels like 11. Going to a craft show tomorrow. Oh, amazing! Oh, that's so cool. You just got paid. That is very dangerous. That is, yeah, you got liquid funds and the craft show beckons. That'll be awesome though. What sort of stuff is gonna be there? Is it gonna be like, cause you know how before you went to something and they had like a bunch of wool that you could spin and like all that kind of stuff? Is it actually made stuff or is it like supplies for crafting? You know what I mean? Or is it both? Oh, honestly, Sammy, 100%. Where you're just like, yeah, we went for a walk with Shadow this morning and it was like in the shade, it was freezing. In the sun, it was boiling. Then it rained. Then it didn't. Then it was like misty. First it was humid. Like it was just all the things. Bit of both. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that'll be nice. That'll be nice. Yeah, because I feel like that's the thing. Like sometimes with craft shows, it's more like about the people selling the crafts they've made. And other times it's like the craft supplies. But I think it's nice when there's a bit of both. Also, it's in NEC Birmingham, and the ticket gets you into all the events. Oh, that's cool. Oh, cake and baking shows. Oh, that'll be fun. So it's like different types of like crafting and events and things. That'll be awesome. So is it a whole weekend thing then? Like multiple days in the weekend? Usually craft shows are. There's very rare that there's like a one night, like a one day show, right? They're usually like over a weekend or like a couple of days or something like that, right? Am I just making that up? I feel like that's a thing. And freezing it. Yeah, exactly. Oh man. When Shadow whines for the 2 a.m. like poop run, I have to, because when we have a duvet on, so if I have long pajamas on under the duvet, I'm sweating buckets. So I have like summer pajamas on because the duvet is so thick. But as soon as I get out from under the duvet, I need to put all the layers on to venture downstairs to let him outside. I'm an artist vendor, so I'm all about donating your... Yeah. Sammy's like, please donate your paycheck to me, the vendor, at said craft show. That would be great. Yeah, all weekend. Oh, only good. That's still awesome, though. Yeah, because sometimes, too, like, there'll be different events and things on a day, like, especially, like, when you go to a con or any sort of convention or something like that, right, where it'll be, like, the certain people or the certain shows and events and whatever. It'll be, like, that's the day I'm going, where most of the stuff is happening. Kiddo's coming, too. Of course, of course. That's awesome. I'm like, I would be surprised if he wasn't coming. Oops. Can we full stitch these, or are these just going to be half stitched? I think we might be able to full stitch them and then park this. Yeah, Liam and I are going on holiday for a week, and the place that we're going, Liam was doing a bit of research about it, and I guess it's like a town that's sort of like a historical town that you can, like, you pay to get into, and then you can, like, there's different like old, like, traditional crafting stalls and also like food and all these different things. And so I'm really, I think he sent me a link, and the first thing I zeroed in on was like crafting events, and I was like, oh, excuse me, this is gonna be great. You telling me that there's crafts where we're going? Where we are off to, there will be crafts. I'm like, this sounds like my cup of tea. You kidding me? We're gonna be in the countryside surrounded by artisan crafters? Sign me up. That sounds like the best place to be. Alright, park this. Yes, your satanic sweater for your... The body's pretty much done other than bottom ribbing. Oh, amazing! Oh, that's awesome. That's for your sister, right? That's so good. Because you started that not too long ago, so you've obviously made quite a lot of progress on it, that you're, like, kind of in the end stages of that. That's so cool. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for us to explore and see what sort of... Because it's also Liam's cousin's daughter's first birthday when we get back, so we're hoping that we can find her a present amongst the artisan crafts. I think last time we went away for a week or a weekend or something like that, we managed to find a little, like, I think it was like a baby shower gift for them. So now we'll actually get to find like a birthday gift. Took less than I thought. Oh, amazing! Just over 1 gram. Yeah. Oh, that's good. How many colors is there? I assume, is it like a red, white, and black? I think you showed me the pattern. I think you did. I did see the pattern. I'm thinking that's what it is. Only 2. Okay. That's even better. Oh, perfect. Let's take a little look-see. Oh my goodness, that's looking really good. That's so detailed. Good for you. This is awesome. Damn. Incredible. Looks like it's like a yarn painting. And then are the sleeves, do the sleeves have like detail and stuff on them as well? Or are they kind of just more like dotted pattern and stuff like this? That's so cool. Dang, check you out. That's awesome. Oh, that's gonna be so good. She's gonna love that. It's like a cloudy pattern. Okay, cool. That's fun. All right, next one. Next color. Where are we at? 69.1, baby. Perfect. We're moving along. Moving on up. Moving on out. Nothing can stop me. Except for the lack of light. But it's fine. We've mitigated that. Definitely gonna get yeah. Blocking and stretching it. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's all right though. Like, is that, I don't know. I guess depending on the type of yarn, right, will determine if there's gonna be like a little bit of give to it. If it will sort of like stretch over time, or if you can sort of like, yeah, do that sort of thing with it. It's rather stretchy. Okay. That's good. So that you should be able to sort of do, like, manipulate it a little bit. Oh no. Oh no. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. Okay. Oh! That kind of scared me. It did its job. Hey! Spoopy skeletons. What an entrance. What an entrance. That was appropriate. That was appropriate. I'm glad you're here. Thank you, thank you. Did you get many? No, we didn't. So where we live, I don't think we get any. We didn't attempt to because I was streaming. But yeah, I don't know. There were houses that were decorated like in our neighborhood, so I don't know if they got many. I'll have to ask my mother-in-law because they'll usually do stuff. You had loads. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, where we're situated, it kind of isn't conducive for trick-or-treating. It was funny because my friends are hoping to sort of move like closer to us. They live like in the next council over, like county over, and we want them to kind of move closer. And so when I go for walks with Shadow, I look for houses in our area, and like on walks and stuff, and I'll like ping her some. And one went for, one recently got put up a couple blocks down from us, but it's in like the front of the house is sort of on like the kind of like the road. It's more subdivision-y, which I think would be more conducive for Halloween trick-or-treaters and stuff. So I had this vision of them like moving there, and then for Halloween, like me and her go absolutely ham and like make them the ultimate Halloween house. And then so I have somewhere to like bring candy and actually hand it out. Because as of right now, yeah, where we are. And then before that, we lived in a flat. So again, it didn't really, we're not in good locations for trick-or-treaters, unfortunately. You wore your Udi out, yes. Amazing. That's so awesome. That's actually perfect. The Udi actually doubles as a candy bucket. That's incredible. See, he might have to upgrade and do the pillowcase method, because that's what we did in Canada growing up. Because you realize as you got older that those little treat buckets were not going to do very much if you're going to be doing like the entire neighborhood. So then you would bring a pillow sack, like a pillow, pillow sack. And that's what would be your vessel for candy. Because you could put a lot more in a pillowcase than you can in one of those little kitschy buckets, that's for sure. So I love that the Udi was available for extra storage. What was Kiddo dressed up as? I don't know if you told me what he was gonna be for Halloween. I can't remember. Yeah, may have to try. Yeah, exactly. Pillowcase next year. You're like noted. This is very elevator music. I'm sorry. Going up. Next level. Glow in the dark skeleton. Very cool. Very cool. I like that. He was a spoopy, scary skeleton. Amazing. More stretching. It's the only problem with these chairs. I like the backdrop of this stream setup because I have all my fun little spooky things on the bookshelf. But damn if these chairs aren't uncomfortable. Also finished at his friend's house and they compared sweets. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. You guys don't do the classic, so what we do, I guess though, it's the sheer quantity. So you would always, at the end of trick-or-treating, go home, dump all your food, usually on the floor, and looking back, maybe it wasn't the best place for it, but dump it all out, sort it, and then parents took a candy tax. My dad always got Kit Kats and Coffee Crisps, because I told you guys I don't like the cookies with the wafers in them. I don't like the wafer texture. So we'd always do that, and then... yeah, sort of, it would be that thing of like, well, I like this and you like that, and let's like, you know, do some fandangling. But, so I guess you guys they compared treats, but yeah, we did like a whole, you know, organization, post-Halloween haul rundown. Red house with decorations, yes. Oh yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, so it's almost like if they had a pumpkin out, because I was saying how that is an interesting thing here in the UK and stuff, where the sort of pumpkin on the doorstep is the universal sign of like I am handing out candy. Because you even think, too, like, they could maybe, if they didn't want to turn their lights off, they could at least move their pumpkin out. You know what I mean? Like, and then that, I guess if it was multiple pumpkins, that would be more difficult. But, like, there's ways to sort of indicate that, like, the candy store is closed, you know? I don't like any sweets, so none for me anyway. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. I was gonna say, does your mom? I was gonna say it could be the Nan candy tax. Maybe Grandma can take some candy tax. But if she's not a big sweets eater either, then that's it. More for kiddo. He lucked out. She was taking sweets out of the bucket. Yep. Yeah, it's like the supervisor bodyguard tax, you know? It's like, listen. It wasn't as bad as last year, though. Oh, okay. Oh, it rained. Yeah, I brought an umbrella. Yeah. Yeah, I guess if he's wearing a mask, he's like, whatever, I have a hood on. Like, I'm protected. Yeah, honestly, I think essentially every year I went trick-or-treating as a kid, it either snowed or rained. I think I mentioned that, how it was like, yeah, and you never did face paint. Like, if you had a costume that it required face paint and you wore your costume, because we used to get to wear our costumes to school and stuff, and you could do the face paint then. But if you didn't, then, yeah, you wouldn't want to wear that out trick-or-treating, because that was gonna smudge and run into your face and get in your eyes and sting and just be a whole to-do, so you didn't bother. Because it always, pretty much always, snowed or rained. Trying to figure out what my like plan of attack is for this page, because I do think I want to sort of move down in this general direction, but obviously like it's like this whole chunk, so I don't know if I want to move this way. Sort of like the way I've zoned in, it seems it's kind of like a this situation. And hello, Probacus.
Check your posture.
Yes, Probacus coming in with the health check, everyone. Remember, step 1, hydrate. Oh my god, Pimo, thank you for being our 400th follower. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're having a fabulous Friday. Cheers to you. Android Jen, thank you so much for the follow. Again, I appreciate you. Hello. Yes, I had a lovely Halloween weekend. Thank you very much. which was very good. And then obviously we party-artied. Exactly. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of that. But no, it was very good. And then obviously we know that we had a fantabulous Halloween party on the Tuesday. Wednesday, I recovered and cleaned the house. Thursday, I picked up my parents. And today we are in a cozy little stream space. Yeah. So no, things are looking good. Satch was chatting about you now just needing one more follower. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness, that's incredible. I love that so much. Good for Satchel. Thank you so... I'm gonna have to thank Satch. I'll be like, listen. Satch is a real one. Satch is a homie. That's incredible. I love it. I love it. Thank you both for being here. Hey man, you were the first one. Pimo, you were the first one. You just clicked that follow button a little bit too quick. Amazing. Incredible. Yes, of course, not a problem. I appreciate when you're here for a little bit, for a lot of it. I'm just happy to have you. Aw, amazing. Bringing love and joy to all. Well, that is what you have done for me, so mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. We're just doing some stretching. We're checking our posture. We do eyeball check. I would stare at something 20 feet away, but it's pitch black outside. Let me see if I can find, look, can I squint? There we go. There's a rooftop in the distance. Remember, guys, 20 feet away for 20 seconds. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Because we take care of our eyeballs now. So there we go. Okay, so now we do the clock eyes. So ready? 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And reverse. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom! Healthy! Amazing. Yeah. Perfect. Ready to go. Ready for the final push. Ready for the final push. Definitely use a blue light filter. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't have one of those. That's one of the things I don't tackle my blue light as much. I know you can get, I think you can get glasses that have like a blue light filter on them. That's the one thing I've not invested in so much. But you're right. Eyeball health, especially when we stare at the screens all the time, is important. Oh, there's a built-in one. Oh, really? Oh, interesting. Interesting. I didn't know about this. Let me search this. Interesting. Blue. Isn't that a thing, like, is it that, like, phones do that now? Nightlight. Blue light filter for Windows 10. How to enable a blue light filter on Windows 10. Interesting. Open nightlight settings. Oh, settings, system display. Settings. Where's systems? Oh, blowing my brain right now. Where is this display? Nightlight on. Okay. I don't know what it did. What does it do? Interesting. Oh, turn on at, what time is it? No. We need to pump this up. 17. When does it get dark? Way too early now. 5 seems right. 5 seems right. Okay. 5 o'clock. Whoa! It did a thing. Oh, that's weird. That's weird. Interesting. It did. It did absolutely. That's so interesting. It's so weird because the nightlight version, it sort of has more of a yellow tint than a blue tint. So in my brain, my eyeballs just went like, whoa, 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 like to readjust. But obviously this is meant to be allegedly better for us. Huh. Yeah. You said you will hate. Yeah. Oh, once you get used to it, you'll get, Oh, we learned something new today. We just enabled night mode. It is 100%. 100% BMO. It is like a light sepia tint. And yeah, you can move it, but I'm not mad about it. Because this is obviously just what's... So does it look different for you guys then when I have that on? Or is that just a me thing now with my display? It must just be for my display, right? It's not something that you guys perceive differently. Huh. Does my iPad have this? The iPad must have. Now I'm like, damn, what else has a blue light mode? Blue light. No. It must have Apple blue light filter. Yeah, I think it should be. Yeah, right. Huh. Night shift. Ooh, interesting. Settings. Brightness and display. Night shift. Oh. Okay, the first sound of the, hang on guys. The first sound of a firework has happened, so we need to start battening down the hatches for the pooch. Oh. Yeah. Batten down the hatches. Good boy, Shadow. Tash showed my mom what you've been crafting and she wants me to make a Twitch account for her. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, I would love for a Probacus mom to come hang out. That would be fabulous. Okay, custom sunrise to sunset. Oh, now I'm turning everything into night shift mode. Oh, check me out, taking care of my eyeball health. Thank you, Pimo. That's incredible. Oh, look at that. We're taking care of ourselves. Check us out. Love it. Love it. Yeah. You are incredible. Thank you so much. It did. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Incredible. We're learning. I love it. Absolutely. She wants her real name as a nickname. Yeah, you have to try to explain to her the concept of like a Twitch name, which is like an alter ego name or something like that. Because, yeah, now I don't have to invest in the blue light canceling glasses. Though I do look cute in glasses, just saying. Just saying, I do sometimes. Not sometimes, all the time when I put them on. They're great. But now I don't have to invest useless monies. Yeah. Hey, Windows, yeah, exactly. Love it, I love it. Look at us taking care of ourselves. So now, this is now just a PSA to anybody. Check if you have night shift mode on your devices so you can switch off the blue lights for your eye health. Very good, very good. I'll have to do it on my phone too. Check me out. Might go for a Greek poet. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, just say like, listen, Mom, the world is your oyster. What's a cool alias you want to be known by? You know, it gets worse, you can still get it. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. But still. Pimo PSA. Get you some blue light filters. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. Thank you for coming in here and teaching us even more about our eyeball health. We appreciate it greatly. Because again, too, like anything that helps, because I feel like, you know, we instigated, like, Probacus instigated health checks throughout stream. And so then we've been doing those, and then we're doing the blue light. And so we're basically just creating a healthier position of our... Android has the setting automatically turned on. Oh, see, this is another reason. So my partner Liam is Team Android, but because he has a work phone, his work transitioned onto Apple, and he has a running list of the bullshittery that Apple puts him through. And that's another reason why he's Team Android, because that shit's automatic on an Android phone. Nope. Apple's like, oh, we're gonna, not install this amazing filter for your eyeball health. And Android's like, we got you, fam. Don't worry. Yeah. Yellow light does make, that's the thing. That is something I do find, because when I am really sleepy in the morning when my phone goes off, sometimes it's very bad to wake myself up by scrolling through social media, but I find the blue light on my phone helps to wake me up, which I guess is its goal, but yeah. It's 6:30 here in Germany, so that's my prime time. Yeah! Oh, amazing. Yes, go play some video games. Perfect. Enjoy, have fun, happy, chill, gamey times. And I appreciate you. Team Android. Yeah, are you Team Android too, Probacus? Yeah, absolutely. See, I've had iPhones for so long that I just am, dedicated iPhone user. I don't think I could ever go back. I don't have the brain capacity to learn a new interface, but I understand where I'll go, oh, this is so cool. And he'll be like, Android had this feature like 3 generations ago. And he'll be like, yeah, that's something that Android does automatically, or like whatever. You know what I mean? So I get it. But you know, I'm stuck in my ways. Though I don't use Apple like computers, I am. Yeah, please do it. Wake up in the middle of the night to pee. Yes, immediate eyeball. Fair enough. Absolutely. But yeah. I still have like a Windows PC. Like I'm a PC user, not a Mac user, but I am iPhone user. So I'm the best of both worlds, though some might argue that it's not. But for me, it's that sweet spot of I understand these things. I understand how these things work. And that is the sweet spot in technology for me. I'm like, oh, I understand this? Perfect. Pin it to a little bar. Oh, okay. Oh, that's clever. I did like a timed version, and I guess when it starts getting lighter out, I can then change it back. But that's cool. See, that's a new thing. I'll have to learn to equip the button. That's awesome. I love that. Yeah. Oh, clever. Okay, yeah. Yeah, like have the timer on, but then if you want to manually adjust it, you can do that too. Very good. I like it a lot. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. If it's not like the right time, but you still want to have it on, you can just flick it on manually. I get that. That makes a lot of sense. I don't want eyeball pain. I don't really. Yeah. Oh, really? So you have the blue light filter on 24/7. Oh, that's cool. I guess, like you said, once your eyes adjust to it. To be fair, I have the display light turned on really like pretty low on my phone. So then when it is like full brightness, I do find it overwhelming. So I can see how you just kind of slowly deprogram yourself away from all the blue light. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we want cozy chill vibes, not eyeball pain vibes. I have the filter on my phone 24/7 and set to turn it on. Okay, yeah. Oh, awesome. Yeah, it's set very minimally. Mm-hmm. Right, yeah. Aw, yeah. No, I get that. Yeah, there's a lot to, especially I think the gaming side of Twitch is incredibly competitive. Or like it's oversaturated, right? Like there is so much content on there. So I find it probably is quite difficult to find a way to like stand out and stuff. But yeah, thankfully the crafting side of Twitch seems to be like just vibes, you know? Which is nice. Yeah, I have the nightlight mode kept on my computer at all times. I use a lot of Microsoft Word and right. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense, especially if you have the filter on all the time. It's, yeah, for those high contrast sort of thing. You guys are just opening my world to the wonderful sights and sounds of eyeball health, and we're just it's incredible. I'm loving this. What a you know, what an informative stream. What an informative little time. I would like to try streaming since I'm fluent in English and German. Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I'm self-taught since oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah, it could be one of those things where, yeah, you're taught this, but then it's like the media that you consume, you sort of, especially if it's from a very young age. You do a lot of reading, especially at night. Yes. Yeah. So you're like, oh, okay, I will. Yeah. Yeah, especially reading, because I know, like a Kindle. Oh, Walks, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate you. Yes, you know, Team Android. Another, I would say fellow Team Android, but I, you know, have not had an Android in a long time, so I cannot say I'm part of the team, but I know and appreciate and understand. Squirrel, yeah. Heck yeah, dude. Yes. Honestly, like, yeah, because Probacus very, like, any of you guys who speak English as your second language and can type so, like, expertly in your communication, I am so impressed and so, like, in awe of you guys for being fully lingual in multiple languages. Like, because usually some people will be, like, fluent in a language, but really only speaking-wise and not necessarily written-wise, and I wouldn't know, you know what I mean? And I just think that that's so incredible that you guys can do that. Yeah. Well, to me, it is expertly, because I can't type in another language for shit. So to me, you're all wizards. This is witchcraft. The fact that we are being able to communicate in such an articulate way with each other. Incredible. Incredible. Stellen sei sich ein Expert. Yeah, I do think you're an expert. I was getting it. Yeah, so fluent. Incredible. You can't tell because I don't want you to. Yeah, I put two. Wow. I love it. It's awesome. No, see, now you're using different alphabets. Now you're using different alphabets, Probacus. You're cheating. You're cheating. I can only read the, what is it? What's our alphabet? What is it, Roman? Not Cyrillic. I don't know if that's Cyrillic, but like, now you're messing with me. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad. Oh. Stel der hat voor du sprichst einfach auf Deutsch. But then you just continue it in English. Oh, I know. I recognize just Deutsch. Let's be honest. Yeah. Und dann weiden Deutsch erwüring ab. No. See, the thing was, so I dated somebody in high school, university, who was Austrian. So I was exposed to German in kind of capacities. So there's certain words I know. But, and like the way things are sort of pronounced, there's a lot of like, huh, there's a lot of that. So, like, I am aware of dialect sort of it, but no. Language words, that was Greek. Yeah. See, that's your native tongue, Probacus. You're cheating, I don't know that. And Deutsch. Yes, I recognize the Deutsch. I recognized the Germans. And just mimic real good, I'm a parrot. Oh, awesome. That's good. Yeah. Interesting. You can do a lot of dialects. Oh, yeah. That's cool, too, because I think that's the other thing that is interesting. And I do find it similarly, because I remember when this person... Pull out all the elf... But yeah, I remember when this person, like this ex of mine, was talking about how in Austria... the Swiss TV programs that were also in German needed Austrian German subtitles because their dialects were so different they couldn't understand each other. And that didn't make any sense to me. I was like, that's weird. I don't understand that. And then I moved here to England, where it's a tiny country, but the way that the dialects and the accents here are so vast that, yeah, I could understand how maybe some people want subtitles for their English, for their other English-speaking neighbors who speak English but pronounce things in a way that's completely different than the way that you're used to it. Yeah. Je mets le pied en professionnel. Yes. Yeah, I know you've been doing a lot of French studying lately, haven't you, Probacus? Yeah. Because to me it's so similar to German. Yeah. I think that's the thing that's probably interesting too, that there are certain languages that have foundational similarities to other languages. So the ability to learn them, like there's transferable skills. Like I've heard that about like French, Italian, and Spanish, how sometimes like the rules of the language are very similar. Whereas English has rules. That's why I'm so impressed when people learn English as a second language. Because English has rules, and then they go, haha, just kidding. For like 50 different things. They're like, oh, this is a rule, but there's an exception to this rule, and an exception to that rule, and an exception to the exception. And next thing you know, I'm like, how do people ever learn English as a second language? Because we don't follow our own rules, ever. And so, yeah, honestly, again, kudos to all the English as a second language speakers, because I am thoroughly impressed. Because this language is a silly goose. Did we crash again? Damn it. Yeah, I think so. No! Oh wow, we like crashed. Come on. Come on, internet. Don't be like this. Don't be like this. It's saying we're connected. That is not good. Technical difficulties? Oh no. No. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're totally offline right now. But... oh. Are we back? Testing. Testing. Oh my goodness. That was a full crash. That was like a full-on absolute start, bottom out, crazy. Thank you. Welcome back to you as well. That was some silly gooseness. Yeah. No, it is 100% a me problem. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Blue light fucked you up. Yeah, truly, truly. Absolute chaos. Oh, can you speak Welsh, Ningday? Yeah, and Pimo, 100%. Yes, at least 2 languages, absolute wizard. 3 or more, complete legend. Absolute legendary status. All right. I swear to God, you son of a bitch, you better not crash on us before the end of stream. Not fluently. Okay. Yes. Yeah. That's so cool. Thanks, Verbacus. Thank you for welcoming me back after the shenanigans of the internet. Absolute audacity of the stream to be like this. If you know a lot already, just kidding. Yeah. Yeah. Right? Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for sticking around. So I think really, yeah. No, don't worry about that. Honestly, you don't need to worry about that here. I love your energy, Pimo. Don't you apologize for being your fabulous self, because it is wonderful and incredible and we love it here. Yeah. Bring the energy and I will try my best to reciprocate. Right? We accept all the hypes. Absolutely, Probacus. Absolutely. Yeah. Cool. Ooh, I like that. Cool neutral. Thank you. Yeah, I'm originally from Canada, and that's why I think it's hilarious living in the UK, because I feel like Canada only has 3 dialects. There's only 3. Whereas in England, there's like at least 5, you know? Yeah. Mad Lass. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, yes. When you want to turn a statement into a question, you chuck an A on the end there. People think that you just drop the A willy-nilly, but that's not true. That's not true. You need to, it's the A's purpose is to turn a statement into a question. You know, you go, you're going over there, A. Right? Statement as question. You want some food, eh? That is statement turned into a question. That's how it works. We drop an A's out. No, man, well, sometimes we do. I don't know if it's true anymore. It'll be very interesting because my parents are visiting right now, and I don't know if it's when they visit or if I'm in Canada. Liam says, because my partner Liam, he's British, he says that my Canadianness increases. So the level of A's that I drop increases once I am among my kind. Yeah. Yeah. A's, A's. Yeah? Oh, interesting. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that makes sense though. Canadian. Damn right. Damn right. Your sound doesn't want American, my English will go. Yeah. Yeah, I know in, so Canada has 2 official languages, so it's English and French, so there's quite a large Francophone community. And so we have like a term where we call it speaking Fringlish, where you switch in back and forth between French and English. So I wonder, is there like an equivalent of that in German, where you switch back and forth between German and English? You know what I mean? Like there must be a term for that. Like I said, between French and English, we call it Fringlish. I don't know if you guys have one of those. Oh, Den English? Yeah. Oh, amazing. I want to lose the Greekness. Oh, really? Aww. We're speaking if too. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. To be fair, I used to witness that. My friend's grandparents, they spoke a lot of Italian, and her mom would speak it, but like not as much. And so I remember have a distinct memory of me and my friend sitting in the back of her parents' car, and her mom and Nona were at the front of the car, and they were swapping back and forth between English and Italian just through conversation. And I was mesmerized. I was fascinated that they were just like having a full-on conversation, but like swapping back and forth in languages. I was like, this is cool. Greeklish? Yeah, I like that. I like that. Danglitch? Yeah. I think that's so fun. Babble. Yeah, truly, truly. My friend's always so intimidated. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Why would they feel intimidated? They should be like in awe. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They say that the best way to learn another language is to sort of be surrounded by it and steeped in it. So like speaking to people who speak that language fluently and having those conversations to be able to practice. Because I remember like I've done like the Duolingo and stuff like that. But I feel like people have said like if you're just learning a language through something like Duolingo, you're just kind of learning the technical aspect of it, and then you're not really having it done in practice, and so it doesn't necessarily translate that way. That's what Satchel's kids are doing. Oh, okay. Yeah, they used to have this thing in Canada too where they called it French immersion. So there would be kids that would go, they didn't necessarily speak a lot of French, but they would go to school in French, and they would have to communicate and learn in French, and hence the immersion part of French immersion. Say your device too late. Oh, that's cool. That's interesting. You've been learning a bit of French on Duo? Yeah. The average language will save your... Yeah. That's kind of cool. That would be interesting. I like that, where you're like, okay, change the language on your phone, but to something that is still sort of, like, connected to a language you understand. Because you always know that there's always that some silly goose that changes it to, like, Japanese or, like, kanji, and then is like, I don't know how to change it back because I don't recognize the word English in kanji, and so now I'm just stuck with a Japanese phone, you know? Yeah, I would not communicate half as quick if I didn't. Yeah. Oh, I still encounter English words all the time that I'm like, what the hell is that? You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, or sometimes too, it's so funny because sometimes I'll use a word so casually in conversation and then somebody will sit there and be like, what does that word mean? And I'm like, shit, I never actually thought about the definition of this word. It was just something that you would use all, like, in this sentence, like, this is the way you use it in a sentence. But if you ask me the definition, I could not explain it to you. I'm like, you just use it this way. I don't know what else, you know? It's interesting. Yeah. Secretary of schools in Wales. Oh, teach Welsh, French, and German, and you have to do all three. Wow. You have to do all three in secondary school? That's interesting. Because I think there was, like, at least I know, like, we had French. I don't think... My school never offered any other languages as an option. Esoteric words like are the bane of our... Yes. Incredible. Absolutely. Exactly. It does. It sounds like poetry. That sounds like some musings of like like a Shakespearean poet. Need to brush on all the languages I know. Yeah. Absolutely learning languages. Yeah. As well as playing Sudoku? Yep. Yeah, Liam and my dad play Sudoku. German is the only good high school. Right. Oh. In Germany, only the good high schools have different, yeah. Sudoku Tash stream? Oh my goodness, that would be interesting. That would be interesting. It would just be a lot of me staring and asking for hints. It would be, the thing that I notice is, like, in any games, when I game, I'm pretty quiet. Like, I have a hard time because it's not like I can cross stitch and craft and talk at the same time, but it's because gaming is not my forte. It requires so much more of my attention that, like, any idea of conversing and entertaining goes out the window. Especially Sudoku, because you know that me and maths and numbers are not copacetic a lot of the time. Yeah. Poet isn't, yes. Biologist, somebody who studies languages. Oh, interesting. That's cool. Yeah, like the ability to do that. That's awesome. There are already fireworks going up. Oh, dude, Nungdae, honestly, we heard a couple already, and we were even having some a few days before, and like a few days ago, and yeah, we're on high alert. It's few and far between. Numbers and letters don't mix. Yeah. Gaming takes effort in order to... Yes. Yeah. That's a fair point, Gremlin. That's a fair observation. Crafting is successful if you just do it, whereas games, you're right. You need to focus in order to, like, move forward and progress. Absolutely. Yeah. It's literally... Yeah. Oh, I know. Oh, I wholeheartedly agree, Nungdae. I'm like, listen... Because especially, too, I get it. It's on a Sunday. Maybe you want to have I think our, like, local council's doing their fireworks on a Saturday. I get it. You don't want it to be a school night, whatever. But it's like, then just reserve it. You get 2 days. Wow, you get 2 days this year. Use those 2 days. Don't do 3 weeks before and 3 weeks after. Focus on, yeah. Yeah. That's good. Team Madrid, that's amazing. Yeah, I think that's the thing too, because I didn't grow up playing video games per se. And like, for instance, because like, I also have I'm very bad with like aim, depth perception. Like Liam will play first person shooters and be having a conversation and like doing, you know, logistics and game plans and whatever with people. And I'm just like, I don't know how to move the mouse to even orient myself facing forward before I'm shot. Like, you know, we are built differently. That was not something I played. We played some of the games that I used to play as a kid, but like they were Game Boy Color games that I only needed 2 buttons. There was jump and there was back. Like there was, you know, any of this joysticks, multiple buttons, combos of buttons. No. No. Up, jump, and back. That's it. And move forwards. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I knew that your dad was German, Probakis. I knew, obviously, yeah, that you're in Greece and that you're Greek, so it's Dark Sorority too. Absolutely. Yeah. Also Team Android. Oh, this is interesting. See, there seems to be, you know, unfortunately I'd be an anomaly in this troop, but sometimes there seems to be, you know, semi-universal truths among the community of people in the chat, and seems like Android user might be one of them. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think so. No, as a German man, your dad won't. That's incredible. I love that. Dad for vacation never left. That is a story. That is a tale as old as time, I think, for some people. That's cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Where are we at? Ha, geez, guys, we were having so much fun. It is now gone 6 o'clock and I didn't even realize it. Time flies when you're having fun. All right, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 1. Okay. Yeah. Oh, probably, yeah, definitely. Okay, let's see what the final total is over here. 69.3. Not bad, not bad. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like sometimes there is religious like expectations sometimes with families, so yeah. Well, kudos to him. He must have really loved your mom to be able to make that commitment, you know? All right, if anyone has any raid suggestions, let me know. If not, we'll go and see which of our fabulous friends is online. We will be back here on Tuesday for, I don't know what I decided we were doing. We might be needle felting, or we might be continuing to cross stitch. I don't remember. Or we might be quilting. We might be doing, who knows? We will be crafting some sort of a craft. Oh, it's Pick Stitch's birthday? Oh, I think we should maybe go and say hi to him then. Oh, cool. Let's do that. Let's do that. Birthday stream. They're doing Sonic and Tails Lego. Sonic Mania. Incredible. Incredible. Let's do that then. So here is the link in case anyone gets left behind in the raid. Here is the raid message. All right, and then let's go and see the fabulous Pick Stitch for his birthday. He's got a Sonic onesie on. He's absolutely living his best life, and we are gonna go and partake in the festivities. thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. It has been an absolute pleasure. We got, how many stitches did we do? Over 100 stitches. That's all I can ask for us. And like I said, I hope you have a fabulous weekend. We will be back here on Tuesday doing some kind of crafting. Obviously with our fabulous blue light filters now that we know that they work and they're fabulous. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your afternoon, evening, and I will see you guys on Tuesday. Bye!
All your Twitches and stuff? Hell yeah. Okay, how you just gonna bust